What's up, everyone? Welcome to Play Hard and Love Big Radio with special guest Donny Ribaudo. Play Hard and Love Big Radio is the official podcast of Spotted Dog Yoga and Sup Shop based out of Folsom, California. Check us out at spotteddogyoga.com. Play Hard and Love Big Radio is dedicated to bringing you the inspirational people and the inspirational stories to help you live a fuller, more purposeful life. And that's why my buddy Donny is here with us today. What's up, Donny?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're kind of having us. You're right there in the studio right now.
That's right. That's right, man. And what a nice place it is in here. I feel pretty lucky to be here. I want to take one of these little paddle boards right here for a ride.
Well, if one of them's missing, I know who's got it. Donny is the head coach of Folsom Lake College women's soccer team and has been since the start of the program, which was 10 years ago. And even more impressive and awesome is it was the very first team sport at Folsom Lake College. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, Donny, I want to know, when did your soccer career start?
Man, it started really young. Both my sister and I played soccer. And we grew up in a couple different places in California. Fortunately, my dad was a coach, and so he encouraged athletics and sport as I grew up. But my sister really had the success with soccer, and I kind of followed her lead. So she started playing in the Bay Area, and then my family moved to Southern California, and that's where I really got exposed to the game. And then, in the early 90s, we moved here to the Folsom area, and that's where I started playing my high school soccer. My dad got into coaching. He was a local high school coach, had a lot of success, and got exposed to the game through family and community. Man, it's changed a lot in this area. Has grown so much. I feel really fortunate to be a part of it. And also, I know we want to talk about the college at Folsom Lake College, but man, I feel so grateful for having the opportunity to not only grow up here playing, but have this opportunity as a coach now at the college or collegiate level and be able to give back to the youth in the same neighborhood that I grew up in.
Yeah, that's amazing. It all kind of came full circle for you. Where were you playing high school ball?
So I went to Oak Ridge High School and played for a local club that many folks around here are familiar with, the San Juan Soccer Club, which is a larger club here in the region. My dad also coached at Oak Ridge. It's where my sister played. I was fortunate enough to have a chance to play collegiately, a product of the California Community College. I played at a community college prior to transferring, and I transferred to Chico State, Division II program up north. Had a great experience playing college soccer at Chico. During that time, I wanted to become a professional. I had aspirations of playing the game at a higher level. And to be fair, like after college is when I really felt like I grew and became a lot better player. But I was also studying. I was a liberal studies major, got a degree in liberal studies. I went off to play in a couple of different teams after college. Had the opportunity to come back where I met you, playing with the Chico Rooks, which was an amazing experience. With the Chico Rooks, we won a national title, got to play with some really quality players. And that was the point that I started to think about continuing my education. So I got into the kinesiology program at Chico State, got my second bachelor's in kinesiology, and also got into coaching. So that's where I started coaching on the men's side. I was on the men's side at Chico State as Mike O'Malley's assistant, and you were involved with coaching at that point too. Felipe Restrepo is the current coach. Had the opportunity to work with him. I did 7 years on the men's side at Chico State, got my master's degree in kinesiology, and then landed my first head coaching collegiate position.
And where was that head coaching position at?
It was in Colorado. A great opportunity to experience a different state, a different part of the country. And the unique thing about that position was at the time, this was 2012. and it was the first women's soccer program at the what they call junior colleges in Colorado, the first women's program at the junior college level in Colorado. So it was me trying to figure out how to network and create my own recruiting network, but also like educate the people of that region what community college or junior college soccer was about. It was in a small town called La Junta, which is in southeast Colorado, a town of 8,000 people with a rich tradition in athletics. So we were recruiting student athletes throughout the country, but we also had some international waivers. And it was a really great experience for me. Did quite well. I think we finished 15-3 that season, finished 11th in the country, and I got opportunities to continue to look for different jobs. I was really focused on kind of going more the 4 year route, and I happened to come home for a winter break, and a lot of development was happening here in Folsom,
Yeah.
and the college here at Folsom Lake was starting their plans, starting athletics. They had two sports in golf and tennis at the time, but no team sports. And they had a grand plan to invest in athletics and launch a whole athletic department. I saw the plans, the renderings for the athletic complex, which is quite amazing. Really, it's a really nice venue. And the first sport they were launching was women's soccer. So naturally, I applied for the position. It was something that I wasn't really quite sure about immediately. But after I met with the folks there, the admissions office and the administrators on campus, and learned more about what their long-term goals were, it was really a no-brainer to come back here and start a program from scratch and help launch the athletic department, really. So we were the first team sport, and now we're 10 years old.
On the junior college level, you've got turnover every couple years. Every couple years, people move on, and you have a new recruiting class. And year after year, consistently, you've improved, and your team and the culture at Folsom Lake College has developed and improved. What would you say has shifted for you in your coaching and in your leadership and in your approach over the last 10 years at Folsom Lake College?
Good question. Lots of things have changed and evolved for me and for the program. I think it's a healthy thing to do. It's to just constantly critically analyze what you do and how you do it, and how you can better serve the members of your program or business, right? So each year we would go back and kind of analyze, how did we do, what did we like, what was working, what wasn't working. And I think for us, it's all about culture, and creating a healthy but competitive culture. And we focus on development of the student athletes. We focus on academic development, athletic development, and personal development. In all three of those areas, the thing that has always been consistent is, how do we build the culture to help these student athletes get better and more development in those three areas. So I think at first, like, it was this vision that we had, and we were doing a pretty good job. But every year, like, we started getting a little bit more detail and more nuances, and we learned more from our alumni what things we were doing that was helping them in the next stages of their lives, and then things that we maybe weren't doing that could have helped them, where they're at now. So you look back at those first couple groups, and they've landed their first job, real job, or first major position. They're leaders in their community. They're leaders for their families. They're starting families. We had our 10-year alumni weekend, which was really cool. There was over 45, 50 alumni that came and spent the weekend with us. And that's what they talked about. They talked about all the cool experiences and all the things that we had taught them along the way that they're still utilizing now. So I think the reflecting, and then constantly trying to adjust to be better and never getting complacent and settling, is something that's really helped. That's a reflection of me and who I am. So I never really try to get comfortable. I'm always trying to look at ways that I can be better, and I do that with our program.
You
Yeah.
are a workhorse. If I was going to put somebody on my team, I would pick you first because I know you're going to work hard. You're going to work to that point where you really create what it is that you want to create, and you do it in a way of service and servitude for other people because you're just up to something so much bigger than yourself, man. How would you say that work ethic became such a valuable trait that you embody?
Couple things. I think my mom and dad set a really good example for having a good work ethic and then reaping the benefits of their ethic and success. So I can remember my dad getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go off to work. And then he would work a full day and then come home and then go coach our teams or go coach and serve the community. And he would do this day in and day out, and I watched him do that for a long time. So I reflect back on that. My mom was similar in her approach. And then look at me, I'm 5'4" and trying to compete and be competing with guys that were 6 foot tall and super athletic. And my size wasn't going to hold me back athletically to reach my goal. So I was constantly like grinding and fighting to sort of prove myself. And I always told myself like the lessons that I learned as an athlete, where I found my success and where I grew as an athlete, I was going to try to replicate those same things into my career. And so work ethic was one of the things that really helped me separate myself from my competition when I played. And maybe at times it was even making up for the talent that I lacked, and I think maybe that's another thing that I've gotten better at in the last 10 years. It's like not just work ethic, it's being smart and utilizing my staff, tapping into some of the staff members on my team. I'm fortunate enough to have a quality assistant coach in Pat Powers, and I don't have an ego. I just know that I need to utilize my staff and share the role, and it makes our coaching staff more diverse, and also the student athletes get to benefit from learning from different people.
Yeah, and I mean, also then, you, your coaches, and your players start to take ownership of the program, right? It's not just you. When you can get it to where people are taking ownership of whatever it is that you're doing, then they start to invest more into what they're doing. And it's their choice. It's not like somebody's telling them to do it. They are really making the choice to be invested in it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We did that today in training. We were playing a little competition in a exercise. Each team had two returning players that had experience with the exercise. And then I set up the instructions and the structure of the exercise. And then I allowed them to break up into groups and lead each other and have some ownership in the learning process and teaching the younger players how the exercise worked and strategies to be successful. And now there's more ownership in those leaders to pass on their knowledge of our system of play or tactics that we utilize. I think it's a great way to have a healthy culture.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Couldn't agree more. We have that going on at Spotted Dog a lot now too because we moved to Idaho, Katie and I and the boys, and when we left, it was like all of a sudden Nick and Katie weren't there, right? And there was this like time period of like 6 to 8 months or something like that where I feel like we were missed. But we kept saying like, take it on, take ownership of the studio. It's your studio, right? These are the foot soldiers. These are the ones that are the people that are there day in and day out that are connecting with people. And there was this monumental shift about a year after we left where you could just tell that the people had taken leadership and ownership of the business that are teaching for us. And we could tell just by class sizes and the amount of people who are sending us emails to say how wonderful all these other teachers are. And I love and appreciate that, you're such a talented, hardworking person. I'm a talented, hardworking person, but that we can both give up the reins and allow other people to be successful and allow them to step into their power and create something for themselves. Because it does show people like, hey, you could do this anywhere with anything. Why is it, Donnie, that you do what you do? The underlying reason that you work so hard day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out?
I have a passion for serving others, right? And I do that through sport. And I want to set a good example for my family and the student athletes that I work for or I work with. I want to set a good example for them so that hopefully down the road they'll serve the folks of their community. I think that's such an important part of this region and this community is being able to help others and create something nice for others.
Your kids are so lucky, man.
I'm really enjoying being a dad. And I think that's also been, as you know, has been really impactful in my approach to serving others or being a coach or being an instructor and how I work with the players in my team. Like I just have a different understanding and really appreciate my job even more.
Yeah, kids are greatest teachers, man.
Yeah.
And as they grow and evolve and shift, it's like quite often I start to see the youthfulness and the importance of youthfulness in play. And it reminds me to bring that back into my life, because life can be tough, obviously. And everybody's had tough situations in time, but kids, it's amazing how something can happen and they can kind of shrug it off and move forward and still go on forward with a smile on their face. And I'm just so happy for you and Natalie and those kids. You're such a great family with great core values, and it's going to be so exciting to see how everything evolves with your family, man. 10 years, Folsom Lake College women's soccer. You started the program, you started team sports at Folsom Lake College. And since then, since you returned home and got the program started, you have 6 conference titles, 2 Final Fours, 5 Elite Eights, over 60 scholarship transfers.
Yeah, that's correct. The other statistic that I didn't put in there is the players that aren't signing national letters of intent for scholarship to play at the next level, they're still graduating. They're still matriculating through the process and continuing their education and getting jobs and doing some great things. Like we have a really high success rate of student athletes working through our program, but then transferring to the 4-year level and then graduating with degrees. So it's not just the soccer piece, really. It's the academic piece too that I'm so proud of. The different awards and accolades that we've won athletically has been amazing, and we're really excited about the direction that our program's going. We're fighting for a state title. We want that state title, and it's something that we haven't been able to accomplish. But I think our measurement of success is not necessarily titles and not necessarily winning things. It's the development of the student athletes. So I get passionate and get excited about all these successes that they're having on the back end of their experience with us. And I can rest easy as long as I'm doing a good job with helping them develop and moving them on.
Yeah, that's a couple year period that makes a huge impact for these kids. I know for me, and I know you've had this experience too, going through college and like all the way up through club and high school and college and all that. I've had coaches and mentors and other players that I met like you that have inspired me and helped me learn lessons that I take with me every single day. I am who I am because of those people that I met. I'm sure that those women that have gone through your program are having similar experience to that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have been really fortunate to have so many quality student athletes come through the program. And I think they're getting excited about the next steps of their journey based on the knowledge they're gaining and the confidence that they're gaining and the education that they're gaining at Folsom Lake College through the women's soccer program.
So cool. Well, one of those things that must have be working really well is this retreat you all do to the North Coast. What do you guys do on that?
Yeah, we call it a preseason retreat. And initially, we called it mountain camp. And it's something that I learned as a player when I was at Chico State. It's a tradition that we have at Chico State. I took that tradition and carried it on with my program. And we used to go out to a lake resort in the Sierra Nevada. It has a soccer field, has a lake. We stayed in cabins, we trained. We would do a bonfire one night. We did a talent show another night. We got to just kind of be together and learn about each other. Unfortunately, here the summers have gotten tough where there's been a lot of fires, and so sometimes the smoke and the fires, and so we decided, let's try something different, and we decided to head out to the North Coast, get out of the heat, get away from the fires. And so we take the bus, we head up to Arcata, where Cal Poly Humboldt is located. This will be the second year that we've done that. We spend 2 nights and 3 days out on the coast. We train on the campus at Humboldt. We're staying in a hotel on those nights. We get to play against Humboldt on the Saturday. We'll tour the campus at Sonoma on the way up. We'll also tour the campus at Cal Poly. So the girls will get the opportunity to see the 4 years, see 2 really nice campuses, play in front of 2 great head coaches at the 4-year level. And then we also have a beach day. So we're going to go to Trinidad State Beach and have some fun too. So that's how we spend our preseason, and it's a blast. The girls have a really good time, and we're really looking forward.
And right when you get back, you jump into the season.
Yep, we do. Semester starts when we get back. Then we play Tuesdays and Fridays. We play in the Big 8, which is one of the toughest conferences in the country at this level. We compete for 2 titles. We compete for a conference title, and then at the end of the season we get seeded. And in California, we play in the Triple C AA. That's our association, and really it's only community colleges in California, but we play for a state title. Like you had mentioned before, we've won 6 conference titles in 9 seasons in 10 years. And we have been to the Final Four twice. We have advanced to the Elite 8 5 times. We've been nationally ranked 8 of the last 9 years. So we've had a lot of success. Our seasons have been really long. But I think folks are starting to really recognize the talent of our players, how prepared they are for the next level. And we have a reputation for really developing a sophisticated student athlete. And it's right here, in Folsom. People sometimes don't realize they have this right in their backyard with great facilities and one of the top programs in the country at this level. We are a school of 8,000 people. You've got a sub-campus, brand new one in Rancho Cordova, and another campus in El Dorado. We have what's called the Promise Program, which provides tuition up to 12 units for 4 semesters. So California Community College is a great way to complete your general ed courses and really budget for the future of your education and higher education. So a lot of our student athletes are saving money their first couple of years and semesters, and then they are earning scholarship and then utilizing some of their funds to complete their bachelor's degree.
That's so great. You also have something cool happening at the stadium this year. You're getting some new surface.
Yeah, new surface on our campus. We have a couple of projects going on. So new synthetic surface with a cork mixture that will provide us with a surface that's not as hot. Softball is also getting a new surface. Our small gym is getting resurfaced. And then we have a brand new science building. So the science building is projected fall of 24. And that'll give us not only the new science building, but this more grand entrance from East Bidwell. So we're really excited about all the projects going on, and Folsom's developing a lot right now. So there will most likely be an influx of enrollment here at Folsom Lake College.
And amazing that they're putting that money and reinvesting it back into the campus. I mean, what a sweet place to go to school. You're also an instructor over there. What classes do you teach?
I teach in the kinesiology department, and traditionally I have taught health science courses online, but we offer in-person classes or a hybrid version. I also teach futsal, which is a form of indoor soccer, and we have different fitness based courses. We're actually launching two brand new courses, pickleball, which
Hmm.
I think folks in this area will be excited about. And we also have what is called open gym. So you can sign up for a course where you can utilize the facilities and tap into some of the resources from the professors who are monitoring those facilities during those times. And that's kind of a nice setup for different folks in the community if they want to get on campus and kind of really utilize the facilities.
Right on, man. Donnie has always brought his teams into Spotted Dog Yoga and Sup to do yoga sessions. And I've gone out to the field and met the team and done some sessions with the team. And I've always really just appreciated the culture, but also the collaboration and the work that we've done together. And one of the things I'm really excited about, we're in the formation of a plan to create a program called Yoga on the Pitch. We both feel like it could be an amazing opportunity for the community to get out and to do some yoga. Tell us a little bit about what you think about that concept and how you see it formulating in the future here.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to talk about, creating a relationship with Spotted Dog Yoga and you and Katie. It was really important to me to try to make that connection with my program. And it's been really awesome because all the other teams on campus, and I know a lot of faculty members come here, all the other teams got excited about it too. So you've had the opportunity to work with several teams in our department and some of the other great teams that come through here, like Chico State men's soccer's come through here. We had USC here. The women's USC team was that was such a cool experience. So we feel really fortunate to have this relationship with Spotted Dog Yoga. And I think the other part that I want to speak on is that I've always really admired the way that you and Katie reach out to the community and give back to the community. You guys are always trying to think of ways to support the people of Folsom and surrounding areas. And I've always thought that was really great. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of your guys' community that you've built here. So, as we talk often, and you had shared with me some different events that you do in your yoga instructing, you get invited to go do these different events. I thought to myself, wow, like we have this amazing instructor right down the street from our campus. And how could I get him on campus and utilize our most amazing facility outside with this new surface, having the lights? We want to start yoga on the pitch where we can invite the people of the community to come out, get a nice workout, meet other people that are interested in living a healthy lifestyle. And maybe they'll also learn, about our soccer program and the other great things that we have going on at Folsom Lake College and Spotted Dog. So that's kind of how we got to this. And I'm just really excited to work with you two, and hopefully we can organize it and get it together sometime soon.
Absolutely. Well, y'all listen and look for that one coming up early next year, springtime next year. I'm very excited about it too. And thank you. Like attracts like, Donnie. It's no surprise that we're such good friends and that we've made the connection that we've made and that we've kept it. You inspire me, man. You get people inspired. You get your team inspired. I always remember your team coming around, handing out flyers, promoting their games. Super incredible ladies. I know that that comes from the top, from a leadership level and inspiring your people. So thank you. And thank you for being a part of Play Hard and Love Big Radio, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been fun to kind of reflect, and it's always fun to connect with you and get an opportunity to chat and catch up.
I'm going to put in the show notes ways in which you can get a hold of Donnie and you can follow Folsom Lake Women's Soccer and Folsom Lake Athletics. If you're in the Folsom, El Dorado, Sacramento area, make it a point to get out and watch one of their games this upcoming season. When's the first game?
August 29th is our first home game. You can find the schedule on the website, flcfalcons.com. You can also follow us on Instagram. We usually update that quite often with game day flyers, and you can catch some of the different events on campus.
Yeah, man, you've got a good social media presence. You guys are jamming. Play Hard and Love Big Radio, again, is the official podcast of Spotted Dog Yoga and Sup Shop based out of Folsom, California, right down the street from Folsom Lake College. Play Hard and Love Big Radio is dedicated to bringing you the inspirational people and the inspirational stories to help you connect to your center and live a life full of purpose. And Mr. Donny Ribaudo, head coach of Folsom Lake women's soccer, awesome husband, dad of twins, and just community server. You have inspired us today, man. So thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right on, y'all. Hey, everyone, if you want to listen to this show, you can listen to it on any podcast platform. If you want to watch the video version, head to YouTube. We put all the video episodes up there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button so you know every time that we put up a new episode. Thanks for listening in to Play Hard and Love Big Radio. Peace out.